my fellow comic book collectors. This is going to be another in my series of controversial comics. I recently picked up this issue of Zap Comics #2. Now this features the artwork of many underground artists. Most notably, it features the artwork of Robert Crumb. And Robert Crumb is known for his Felix the Cat and his Mr. Fantastic, I believe, Mr. Natural. I'm just trying to remember the name, Mr. Natural. And there's a bunch of characters that he's kind of known for, and one of the characters made their first appearance in this comic, their first comic appearance. They actually made an earlier appearance in Yarrow Stocks, I believe, and that wasn't a comic, but it was an early printed appearance. But this is their first appearance in this comic. The character that I'm going to mention. So the character that I'm going to mention, which is the controversial one, is Angelfood McSpade. Now, if you're not familiar with Angelfood McSpade, she is a very interesting, very colorful character that actually Robert Crumb designed to be not cutting edge, but kind of push the envelope of what is considered appropriate. He actually designed her to be something that makes us question the stereotypes that we have of black people, especially black people from Africa. So I'm going to show you what Angelfood McSpade looks like, and you'll see what I mean. So I'm trying to censor a bit because her nipples are right there at the edge. I was trying to censor it a little bit. So hopefully no children are watching this. But yeah, this is what Angelfood McSpade looks like. This is actually what her first appearance in this comic looks like in Zap Comics #2. She's psychedelic. She's all heart. The rest of me ain't bad either, So she's this hypersexualized African, super black skin with the big lips, the neck bands around her head, the typical like African hair thing as well, and it's just this hypersexualized girl. And the comic is kind of funny because basically she goes around and all these men are trying to have sex with her. That's the whole comic is like her, men trying to have sex with her. And the authorities, because she's like sort of like an endangered species or something like that, they treat her like some kind of like animal that needs to be protected. They basically are blocking these men from trying to have sex with her. And it really does push the envelope in terms of what's considered appropriate. And because of the controversy, like he was really, as I said, he was trying to push the stereotypes. He was trying to say like, maybe our stereotypes are wrong. And these are like way extreme versions of those stereotypes. She has like the big butt. Even there's one comic where the guy is literally riding her by sitting on her big butt that sort of sticks out. And so it's just this parody of the stereotype of African women. And when Robert Crumb wrote this, he was actually he was trying to push those envelopes, push our stereotypes and say, hey, look, maybe it's a bit ridiculous the way we think of these people. And he thought that his readers were the kind of people that would understand that he was trying to push that envelope and not degrade Africans in any particular way, but really make us more aware of the false stereotypes we had about Africans. But with every good deed, usually the opposite ends up happening, and it totally backfired. And people really didn't like, well, maybe some people did, but a lot of people kind of didn't like his depictions of these African women. And eventually, Angelfood McSpade, she was a character that ran in many of Robert Crumb's comics. She was eventually phased out, and she just sort of quietly disappeared. But this was her first appearance in Zap Comics #2, and you can see that she's just the typical stereotype of that African tribal woman, and it's just a very interesting take of history of it. This comic is from it's a Silver Age comic. It's from the late '60s. It's just a really interesting comic. And with me, I always found that a lot of these things, where we look at these comics and we kind of take the modern perspective maybe, and we don't really understand the motivations behind the people that created them, we might make the wrong assumptions about them as well, where we think, oh, it's racist or it has some different motivation behind it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me your feedback. Thanks. Bye.